Hey everyone, in today's review we are going to check out the Sennelier Aqua-Mini watercolor set. This is a pretty small box set with 8 half pan colors included. Sennelier, by the way, is a French company founded by Gustave Sennelier in 1887. Let's compare the size of the Sennelier box to some other boxes. So this is a very typical 12 half pan metal box. So the Sennelier box is shorter and less wide. In terms of thickness, this 12 half pan box is actually thinner compared to this. And here we have a Winsor & Newton Cotman pocket box. So this is wider, the Cotman box is wider. These are the 8 colors included. They are held in place on this plastic holder. And there is a brush included as well. This is a really small brush. It's not that comfortable to use, and the bristle is quite small. Now this brush has been in this box for quite a while, so the coating, it's starting to become sticky. I think it's because of the humidity here in Singapore. Because it was so sticky, when I pulled out the brush, part of the brush handle, the coating here, it actually peeled off as I pulled the brush from the holder here. So this is the lid. As you can see, it's transparent. So if you want to mix watercolor, you have to mix it here or mix it on top of the transparent plastic piece that is here. All right, let's swatch out the colors. Let's wet the paint first. I don't particularly like the design of this box because it has such a limited mixing area. And also the plastic holder. Having this plastic holder only allows you to have 8 colors, so if you want to put more colors, then you have to remove this. If you want to remove this, you might as well get, one of those Altoid tins. That would be more economical. This is PY74. It's a very nice, vibrant yellow. This is transparent. Primary yellow reminds me of lemon yellow. And now I'm using French Vermilion. This is PR242. Now the paint, it's really easy to dissolve. It's quite soft and really easy to dissolve, so that's great. The next color is Sennelier's Blue, PB153. PB153 is actually phthalo blue green shade. Now the pens here, the pens are actually quite small size. When I look at them, they are not filled to the brim actually. So that's not a lot of paint. Alright, so this is pretty interesting. PB153 is supposed to be phthalo blue, but this looks more like cerulean blue to me. I love cerulean blue, so I don't mind having that color. And this is French ultramarine. Oh, this color is really strong. With some other brands, you need to really use a lot of ultramarine to get the intensity, but here with Sennelier, this is really intense. This is a mix of PB29 and PB15, and here we have phthalo green light. Phthalo green is a much darker green with a lot of blue in it. Here this is more like a yellow green without a lot of blue in it, so it has more yellow. And the pigment is PG7 and PY153. The sound you heard just now, that's my baby Tiffany. And this is sap green, PB29 and PY153. This is a rather warm color. The next color is burnt umber. I prefer burnt sienna compared to burnt umber, but burnt umber is also a pretty nice color. It's a convenient color, so you can use this with French ultramarine to get a nice gray. This is also transparent. So far all the colors are transparent, so that's great. Last color, this is Payne's Gray. This is a mix of PV19, PB151 and PBK7. Looks like there is some granulation. This color, it's transparent as well. This is a nice selection of colors. Now let's mix some secondary colors using the colors that we have. So the first color I want to mix is orange, so I'm going to use primary yellow and French vermilion and see what kind of orange we can get. Probably too much red, so let me add more yellow. So I'm trying to mix the colors on the plastic piece here. I think we can get a pretty nice orange. Next we'll mix a green. So with green I'm going to use primary yellow, and let's mix it with Sennelier blue. Let's just call it cerulean blue because it looks very much like cerulean blue. So let's put a bit more yellow here, let the color mix on the paper. This green, it's actually quite close to this green, but this is a bit more yellow. And notice that there is some granulation. Phthalo blue is a color that does not have any granulation. So this blue, it has granulation. Cerulean blue has granulation. So this is probably cerulean blue. I'm just not sure why they label it as PB153. The next green I want to mix is with primary yellow and ultramarine. So with primary yellow and ultramarine, we can get a pretty warm green like this. This is almost this almost looks like sap green. So this mix of primary yellow and French ultramarine, this color here, this green here, it looks very similar to sap green. So the green here that was mixed with primary yellow and French ultramarine, it looks very similar to sap green. So if you can mix sap green using primary yellow and ultramarine, why do you need sap green in the palette? Well, sap green is a very convenient color. I love sap green because it helps me save a lot of time from having to mix it. So I can use it straight from the pan, apply it onto paper. If I need the color to be a bit darker, I add a bit more blue. If I need it to be more yellow-green, I add more yellow. So sap green is almost permanently in my palette, in my Daniel Smith palette. The next color I want to mix is purple or violet, so let's mix it with French vermilion and Sennelier's blue. Notice that you can see the individual colors in this mix. This is a pretty lovely color. Let's use more paint and see what we can get. And now let's mix vermilion with ultramarine. Oh, this is a pretty nice purple. The next color I want to mix is a gray using burnt umber and ultramarine. This is a pretty nice gray. Let me charge in some ultramarine. If you want to mix your own grays using the 3 primary colors, you can do so as well. So now I'm going to use primary yellow, vermilion, and ultramarine. So this is the sort of grays you can create with these 3 colors. If I want it to be warmer, I can use a bit more of the vermilion. So you can get a range of very nice grays, very nice neutrals. Looking at the mixes I have here, I can say that this is a pretty versatile palette because I can mix and get really vibrant secondary colors like orange, purples, and greens. Alright, let's color this sketch using the Sennelier palette now. So this is the sketch that I have just colored with the Sennelier palette. This is Sennelier's blue or cerulean blue. It's a really beautiful color when it comes to painting clouds, water. For the greens here, I mixed this with sap green and French ultramarine. Sap green on its own would look something like this, but when mixed with ultramarine, it becomes a bit more bluish and it becomes darker, much darker. Something like this. For this area here, I added some red to it. I also added some burnt umber at certain areas. So when you add more ultramarine and burnt umber or more red, the green, it will turn dark very quickly. So you can get those shadows in the greens really easily. So all the greens that you see around the sketch, they are all mixed with sap green and French ultramarine. It saves me a lot of time. I could have mixed sap green with primary yellow and ultramarine, but having the sap green included really helps me a lot. For this area here, you see these gray tones, they were mixed with primary yellow, vermilion and ultramarine. The three colors, I can get a really nice neutral tones here that I use to color the side here and here to paint the shadows. This is burnt umber. This is Payne's gray. So sometimes when I want to get the really dark values very quickly, instead of mixing ultramarine with burnt umber or with burnt sienna, I can use Payne's gray. And it really is a very convenient color to have. The red here, this is mixed with primary yellow and vermilion. This has more vermilion, so it's more reddish, and this has more primary yellow, so it's a bit more orange. The quality of Sennelier's paint is really high, so overall this is quite worth the money. The only thing that I do not like is the design of this box. Anyway, if you want to check out other box sets from Sennelier, they are sold in 8 pans, 12, 16, 24 and 48. So you have a lot of choices to choose from, or you can just buy empty half pans and buy Sennelier tubes and fill the pans yourself. That's all for my review today. I hope this video is helpful. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment section below. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Bye!